And the thing is, with Shakur, they're going to be all thinking he's going to spank me, blah, 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 all this shit. And when I get in there and I start hitting him, it's going to be a whole, because I'm not one of those fighters that don't have a quick eye. He knows that my eye is quick. He like, I have that same eye twitch that Shakur has, I do. He knows it. We fought in the amateurs. I beat you. Don't even play around. You know I did. They robbed me. I knocked him out in that 11th, man. I was playing around too much. Yeah. And I was like, ha, ha. Like, bro. But next time, oh, that next time, buddy, you won't have a next time. I'm finishing you. You will never box again if we fight again, and you know that. And I have vowed to that. If we fight again, you will never box again. I promise you that.
The Haney fight. We need the Haney fight, I think, this year. Go straight into it.
I'm with it. But you seen him. He said he don't want to do it. So what can I say? What can I say? I didn't say no. He did.
All right, let's talk about Ryan Garcia. So apparently, you know, Ryan Garcia, nobody's talking about him fighting Mario Barrios. They did that terrible press conference, that makeshift press conference. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about the antics. Nobody really talked about it. Ryan Garcia is only relevant as the black fighters that he's synonymous with. You know, he's talking about, Shakur, Devin. That's the only time he's a topic. He's a hot conversation, or he's standing next to Blueface or Whack 100 or something like that. Ryan Garcia in the boxing space, nobody cares unless it's with a black fighter. And if the quicker they find that out, when Keyshawn and Shakur and Devin kissing his ass, I want to fight Ryan. The quicker y'all find out, without y'all, he's fucking nothing. Without Tank, Keyshawn, Dev, Shakur, like, y'all should just be like, fuck Ryan Garcia. You know, Dev claimed he jumped in and jumped out of Vada and then jumped back in for the Barrios fight, which I don't doubt it. You know, I don't doubt it. He been accused of being on that shit. Y'all didn't fucking know it. I knew it. You know, he been accused. So, you know, when this fight none of his fights is big fights without niggas. His biggest fights was with black fighters. If him and T.O. fought, it wouldn't have been as big as with Shakur and T.O. fought. It wouldn't have been that. When nobody cared. Two goofball, cornball ass Hispanics. When nobody cared. They wasn't even claiming Ryan until he did what he did from Dev. And then with them, they was happy he cheated. Well, it don't matter. And, you know, then you got Keyshawn say, I beat a dude that was on steroids. And, you know, people conveniently forget he came in 4 pounds overweight. But ultimately, that was on Devin. I will agree with that. That was on Devin. How cocky and confident they was. That 4 pounds alone is a tremendous advantage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Ryan, nobody care about Ryan. That's why they, you know, when your fight ain't selling, you could tell when a fight ain't selling or a fight don't have the publicity that they wanted to have, they start talking about other motherfuckers. And then they start talking about guys that they wouldn't even fight. That's the only time you start hearing, when people locked into a fight, then you start hearing about the fights that you want to hear about. But then as soon as they fight and the fight is over with, you smell me, in my raw voice, you smell me, they don't ever speak about that shit again. You'll hear Tank do it all the time. And Devin lock in a fight, he locked in a fight or something like, or he just locked in. Yeah, hopefully Devin, you know, the money got to be right, and he got to, you know, and it's like, and then when the fight over with, he act like he don't remember saying it. They all do that shit, man. They all understand that American boxing is on the decline. They understand what moves the needle. They understand what gets views. They understand what brings visibility to their platform. Just listen when it comes to fight week, what they start talking about. Listen what they start talking about. Everything you want to see. I want to see him fight that fighter, this. Oh, yeah, we could do it. And then after the fight, oh, no, I don't know, man. You know, I just got to go home and think about it. Then next thing you know, they next fight, they fighting Joe Smo. Like, it got so bad in America that they don't even want to fight the fights that fans want to see. These dudes begging to go overseas. That used to be a cardinal sin amongst American boxers. They wasn't fighting to go to the UK. They wasn't fighting to, they wasn't, you know, literally fighting to go to to Saudi or fight in Australia. Them niggas ain't give a hell about that shit. Now these niggas on their hands and knees like James Brown saying, baby, please let me go to Saudi. Get out of here. Because they know in order to fight in America and in order for the networks to get back interested in boxing, they gotta fight each other. And they'd rather the sport die. These motherfuckers rather go to Antarctica, right? They'd rather go to Antarctica and fight before they fight the guys that the fans want to see. And that should be a huge smack in the face. They'd rather pay that international tax. They'd rather do all this shit than just simply just say, let's just get the fans to fight. That just let you know everything. But Ryan is only a name in boxing, only popular is when it's synonymous with another black fighter. And notice, he started talking about Dev, he started talking about Shakur, he started at the end of the day, he's irrelevant, bro. His daddy can train him, his daddy can say, oh, he's back to the old. Yeah, we know he back to the needle. We know he back on that shit. They probably hopped in the Vita drug testing a week or two before the press conference or something like that, and they got the benefits and all. It is what it is. We already know how they ride. It's nasty work. A lot of the times these niggas, they allowing these niggas to pop hot. They tell them when the drug testing coming, they say, oh, let's not report the drug testing. Let's keep it under wraps because motherfuckers popping hot. They tell them when the testers come in. They doing all types of shit, sweeping shit up under the rug. All types of things. Changing the rules. Only want to fight for a belt when it's an easy fight. Had a motherfucker like Brian Norman held that motherfucking welterweight belt that Barrios held. You think Ryan would have went for Brian Norman? No. No, he wouldn't have knocked on that door. He'd tell you belts don't matter, but as soon as he see a vulnerability to get a belt, and Barrios, here he go. And when ain't nobody talking about this Sario Barrios fight, ain't nobody talking about this fight. Nobody talking about it. Where is this fight even at? Anybody know where this fight at? Ain't nobody, even people not even talking about the fact that he's saying this is his last fight with Golden Boy. Ain't nobody talking about it. Nobody talking about it. Oh, this at the T-Mobile in Vegas? Like, wow. Ain't nobody talking about that. Nobody, Ryan is fighting at the T-Mobile in Vegas and nobody cares. So now, what is he doing? What is he talking about now? Oh, yeah, I'll fight Shakur. Shakur, no. Yeah, I got quick eyes. And we'll tell you, I'm going to walk to Shakur and when I hit him, and it's like, okay, dude, whatever. No, I want to fight Devin Haney. First, you was like, I ain't want to fight the Devin Haney rematch. That's why you got sued to begin with. Because you wouldn't commit to the rematch. Your dad was just saying, oh, we don't need Devin Haney, and we're moving on from that fight. You heard what his father said, and it's like, okay, we get it. Now, all of a sudden, I fight Devin, I fight Shakur after you saying they was born and wouldn't fight him before. They shouldn't throw him a black lifeline at all, or a Puerto Rican lifeline. They should keep him moving. But you know what? For these dudes, they don't have no self-respect. Most of them, they just see the money. They just see the money. And I told y'all, when the main objective is to get some money, bro, you already compromised. You already failed the mission. Motherfuckers be having all that money and still be broke. Be broke in the pockets, broken the heart, broken the integrity, broken the morality, broken the mind. Your whole time you chasing money. And then you wonder, remember when Irv Gotti, before he died, talking about he can't find real love. Everything come at a price. Instead of chasing the purpose of, whatever that may be. Your purpose may be I'm fighting for my family to get out the street. That's still more of a purpose than the money. I'm fighting to prove that I'm better than these dudes. Or whatever you're doing. I'm just using this job to fund my passion, my main business. Your purpose got to be something greater. It got to be something that's just constantly I can level. But these dudes don't have a purpose. Their purpose is just money. And they get that from these hoes, man. They get these from their mothers, these women, money, the obsession with money. And you get the money and you feel incomplete. You feel broken. You don't feel love. You feel used like a fucking black card. You know, your moral compass is in the toilet. It's in the trash. Have some fucking self-dignity about yourselves. You know? And I remember I quoted this earlier in the Wu-Tang TV series. It's on Hulu. It's a good TV series. And you know, his brother was trying to get a brick and they fucked it up, you know. They got sabotaged by his rival, right? And he was like, yeah, this, you know, us getting this brick was gonna change our lives. That was our way out, and I gotta start over. And RZA told his brother Devon, he was like, your way ain't the only way, Vaughn. They just think fighting these Hispanics is the only way. Is the only way for them to get to the top and get the glory. They think that's the only way. Kiss their ass. Deal with the racism. You know, act like the racism don't exist. Show empathy after they beat them. You just a weak ass motherfucker to keep it real with me, dog. Because when they beat y'all niggas, puntas, hoe ass motherfuckers, all types of shit. They don't have grace when they on you. When Lomachenko and or my man's Alexander Goldsvik, you know, did that to Adonis Stevenson, he was on the stretcher and they cut his face off the belt, and they were celebrating him, and he was getting put on the stretcher. You know, that's how they feel when they put hands, foots, and toes on y'all niggas. But hey, hit the link in the description. The first link, say find me everywhere. You can find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Patreon. Peace.